What's going on, everybody? It's CryptoVision here, back again with another crypto market update. Today's deep dive, we're going to be covering JASMY. So, JASMY gang, hit that like button, subscribe for more. If you're interested in the free Discord, it'll be linked in the description. I also offer a paid Patreon membership. All the details, again, in the description. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, we've been tracking JASMY for a really long time. Nothing really has been going on. We did, come down through here and validate the 1-2. That was made known through the Discord for the Patreon members, right? We invalidated this down through here. We've been in just a nice channel that we've been in once again. Nice channel once again. This is on the weekly. We're back above the February open. That's step one. All right, this last pesky step, we need one more big step, is to close and hold above 0.8. Okay, that's the next step. All right, it's not just okay with 0.8. It's once you get above 0.8, your chances of closing this and this are very good. Right? Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but that's my idea. Those are my thoughts. Is once you get above this 836 and hold this through here, then what you're getting is a higher close, right? Because you come up through here and you can't hold this, right? You can't hold this region. You tried to bounce, you bounced off of it right through here. Kind of, once you fell down below, you kind of just hung out and built, right? Kind of just stayed down here for a little bit. A little troll down in here, down under, right? Maybe a little Australian, right? The coin from the land down under. So what's going on is you've done that. You've kind of breached. Okay, so you've come down, you hung out for a little bit, you breached, and what'd you come back down and do? We're hanging out down through here. So on this next attempt, we need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. All right, do something like that and then go. I know you saw the 5 waves on JASMY, so there's 2 options going forward right now. There's both of them require 1-2. Okay, so you got that 5-wave move up. You can't have this. Can't be a 4th wave down through here because it's taken out every single low. Right, it's taken out every low. It's come down through here. You've taken out lows on the first wave. Okay, even on the second wave. So. Right, you got like your 4 down through here, and you got your 5th. There's 2 options that remain, so regardless, you need a 1-2. Okay, you need some type of 1-2. Okay, and I do think it's going to be a relatively strong 1-2, and we'll get into that. So if you're interested in that, stick around to the end. Okay, so we need that 1-2. This is down through here is not very scary for me. Right, I'm just accumulating, buying, waiting, nothing really going on. Okay. What's going on after this 1-2? This isn't the scary part, right? This would be possibly a good entry point because now you're showing strength. You're showing, strength that you're able to hold this 8 cent area again. So once you get that 1-2 set up, this is the next scary part: is do we come up for a third and that's it? All right, is this it right through here, up through here somewhere? Because this could be it. You could have an A, B, C up. All right, you could have that as your correction because down through here you already have your A, B, and you've came down for your C. So you already have your A wave right through here. So are the market makers going to be absolutely brutal? Have you come up in a 1-2, like a beautiful setup for 5-wave impulse, and then come up through here and then reject, and then you enter your bear market? Because that would be entering a bear market then. Then you'd definitely be in a bear market. It wouldn't just be down, right? Because people forget, man. Bear markets, after you hit this, bear markets aren't just down. They're sideways for a really long time. So you're going to have to go down for a prolonged period of time. All right, you're going to have to go down for a prolonged period of time in 3 waves, more than likely have like a big head and shoulders. And then you'd have to go sideways. All right, then you'd have to go sideways. And then you can start 1, 2, A, B, C, 3, 4, 5, whatever. When that time comes, that time comes. So that's the first option. The second option is, this has been in a long-term correction. Okay, this has been in a long-term correction. So the second option could be, you have your A wave, you have your B, and you have your C, right? Does this count as a B wave? Possibly. I don't, in a complex correction, which most cryptos have shown, actually JASMY really didn't get that B wave retracement that most did, right? If we're talking about maybe XLM, I hold XLM. It did get a nice B wave retracement, gave opportunities for people to get out. It was up to that 786 area, which you typically see, 786, 886 area for retracement. Bitcoin had an overshooting B wave, right, for a type of expanding flat pattern, right? JASMY kind of just, it was very weak pump. But the thing with JASMY is this is shaping up to be very, very, very big. Okay, so you're right at your February open. You need to close above 586 on the weekly. That's step one. You got to close above 586. But this pattern, this bars pattern that we've had for a very long time, okay, it's very similar, right? You have this M pattern, okay, got that M, okay, all right, got that M, and then you had like this little extra, okay. We had a big extra coming down, so we took out lows. Okay, did we take out lows here? No, we did not. That was a 1-2 setup. Okay, so that's one thing that's different. It's not exactly apples to apples. Okay, but when we're talking about the sheer size of what's going on here, right? What's going on through here, and what's going on through here, it's not even close. And this led to this move right through here. So that's why I'm thinking this is going to lead to a very large. I think this is going to lead to a large move. I do think I do think that this is a B wave, right? This is the B wave right through here. This is your B wave. You just had a more complex B wave. You almost had like a ABC on your B. Okay, you had like this A, B, C. So you had a 3-wave move on your B wave, which is fine, right? Instead of getting one big B wave, you kind of had two, right? Because this is on the weekly chart. So you kind of had two B waves. You kind of had two tops on your B wave, which is, sufficient if you're talking about letting the asset breathe. Because we did need to let it breathe, right? The one thing is you took out lows. So no matter what, you need a 1-2. And I think the 1-2 is going to be big. I think you're going to come back up to that 2 cent mark and then maybe oscillate down back to that, 1 cent, 8 cent area. Not 8 cent, but you know what I mean, 0.008. So you'd have a 1, 2, and then what you can do from there is you can actually, make sure that you have a plan going forward. Okay, if we come up through, 2.7 cents, we're starting to lose momentum. Maybe have some bearish divergence, hit that 4 cents, maybe, just maybe, take some off the table, de-risk a little bit. Profits never hurt the pockets. Pay yourself for surviving this. Pay yourself for surviving the absolute. I mean, even if you bought through up here, right, and you DCA'd down and you bought down your price, right, and you're back up here and you're making a little bit of profit, maybe 20%. It's not what everyone talks about, where life-changing money, but you're no longer negative. So that's not gonna. So that negative, stress on your life is gonna be alleviated a little bit, right? That's my take on it. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. You guys should be getting a plan ready now, because when shit hits the fan and you're in something like this, you're not going to get a plan. You're just going to want to wait, and you're going to want to wait, and you're going to want to wait, and you're going to want to wait, and then you're going to get screwed. Okay? So if you have trouble tracking your assets, if you have difficulty managing your portfolio as a whole, maybe you use Coinbase, Kraken, Blowfin. There's freaking hundreds of them. I don't think anyone uses Binance. Let's be real. But if you use multiple exchanges, and maybe you don't even just invest in crypto, maybe you invest in traditional stocks as well. I offer 2 separate asset trackers that can help you along the way to put everything in one location. First of all, have take profit levels, have stop loss levels. Have your entire investment amount there showing, and what your expected investment amount is when you have these take profit levels, so you can mix and match. Hey, I'm comfortable with taking profits here, I'm comfortable with taking profits here, I'm comfortable with stop losses here, this is how much I'm willing to risk. And it's visual. There's a graph included. I'm visually inclined. You can see my chart. I'm visually inclined. I don't just like putting a fib on and being okay, that's good. For accountability reasons, and just for having the chart be interactive, right? I just don't like blank charts. I like charts that have significant areas. So if you're interested in that, you can always shoot me a DM on the Discord or ask in the YouTube comments. So for JASMY, this bars pattern down through here, this bars pattern that we played out, I mean, this has to be 4 times the size of that. I don't know. You guys let me know how much bigger this is. Okay, this is huge. Okay, and we've been tracking JASMY for a really long time. We had this decision point down through here. It broke out. We came down through here. It broke out again. So, JASMY is looking healthy. It's not looking great. I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look bad. It looks better than a lot of other cryptos. What you're getting now, right? What you're getting now. Let me just make these a little bit bigger so we can see. I do want to make this just a little bit bigger. Okay, so what we got through here, I just want to get through here. Okay, so we have lower lows. Let's just determine that. And this is on the weekly chart, so any kind of hidden bullish divergence, any kind of indicators, anything like that, it just means more, right? When you're looking at the weekly compared to the 1 minute to the 1 hour. If you don't know, I'm a swing trader. I'm not a day trader. I don't get into the, I have the 30-minute, hour, 2 hour. I don't use those. I'll pop in every once in a while to look at structure, but I don't use those. I'm not a day trader. I don't get in one day, out the next day. I get in and I'm looking to get out. I buy low and I sell high. I do run a profit trading course where it's a lab, it's educational, where I'm really conservative. It acts more so as day trading, but it's still a swing trading concept, but it's more so taking profits early, getting in, getting out, things of that nature. So if you're interested in that, it'll be through the Patreon. So we have printed lower lows on the weekly, and right now on the Fu Manchu we have higher lows. So far, right? So far we could get something where you just come down and wreck the world, right? We have higher lows on the RSI. Do we have higher lows? We do. We're building something higher through here. Okay, so we have higher lows on 3 different indicators. Okay, and we have lower lows on price on the weekly. So we have bullish divergence. JASMY is not the only chart that has that. Okay, I go through a bunch of stuff on Fridays for the exclusive content where I'm checking out a bunch of coins, macro, charts, a lot of comparative charts. JASMY is not the only chart. I can tell you that right now. It's not the only chart. It does look good. It's breaking out of your sell side wall once again. Breaking out a sell side wall. Right, maybe we can make it more conservative. Maybe we bring this up just a little bit like that. It's right at the sell side wall. We'll do that. Bingo. So it's right at that sell side wall. It's still breaking out a little bit, just peeking its head out. So JASMY's looking, it's looking all right. It's not the greatest. It's not the worst. It's looking all right. Yes, your MACD, your RSI level is above the MACD. You're still below the 0. You're still not really forming any kind of real bullishness, if I'm being honest. There's just not a lot there. It kind of looks like this, where you just use that bullishness to eventually get slammed down, but minus the candles, because we've only had 1 green candle for the week. I mean, if this week does turn green, it'll be the first green week in 5 weeks. So, if you get 1 green week every 5 weeks, that's not something I'm super excited about. We hop over to the daily. And we have tons and tons of bullish divergence. We have bullish divergence, bullish divergence, bullish divergence, bullish divergence, bullish divergence. Tons of bullish divergence everywhere. Everywhere on the chart is bullish divergence. If this was stablecoin dominance, you guys know from me tracking stablecoin dominance, if this is stablecoin dominance, this thing would be at $1 by now. Because stablecoin dominance, when there's bullish divergence, it's bullish. When there's bearish divergence, it's bullish. It just doesn't make any freaking sense. I hate that chart. It's the bane of my existence. My rant's over. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so you had some green down through here, and now we're getting some bullishness. This, the 1-2 got invalidated. We talked about that, but now you have this down through here. Now you have a 1, you have a 2, kind of a flat, right? You have a higher low. Okay. And if we're looking for, if we're taking this and we're looking at it, just possible areas that we'd like to get to, right? We're looking for the 1618. JASMY's a $294 million asset. Wow, the market cap shrank so much. Wow. 2618, that's what we're looking for now. 2618. 1618, not really looking for that. Trying to get all the way back up to here. Come like that. And then go. I mean, 4272, we've seen that on some smaller assets. 200 million, it's kind of a larger, it's not large, but it's larger. And, if you do come up through here, right, you'll have some type of, then you're going to get like some type of, then you can have some type of M pattern too, though. Right, that's kind of dangerous. Kind of dangerous a little bit, if I'm being honest. So we need something where, you get up and then you oscillate down. You could have like a V shape with a little cup and handle, flag out, then go. Okay, that's the structure we're looking for. I know it's green. I know people get excited when things get green, but we gotta keep our wits about us. Always remember, always confirmation. Okay, so February open, really need to close above that. For us to close it on the weekly, we got to close on the daily. So if the daily is looking weak, the weekly is not going to finish strong. So, it's this big wick is not something that is reassuring at all. It's only 9 o'clock. There's a big wick. People are just waiting to short crypto. Every time it pumps up, it gets shorted to oblivion. So, that's going to have to change soon. And when I say it gets shorted into oblivion, retail isn't the one that's shorting this market. Market makers are shorting the market. Don't get me twisted. Right? Market makers are continuously pushing it. I think it's now with what's going on with the closed doors, behind the door scenes. I don't think it's just exchanges. I think banks are shorting crypto as well. I think banks are shorting crypto. I think banks are trying to get crypto, trying to destroy crypto sentiment. I think they're trying to weaken crypto so they can strengthen their negotiation. Use it as a negotiation tool, saying, hey, crypto isn't strong, it's not reliable, it's not an asset that we see moving forward, yada yada yada. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But I do think banks are playing a role in shorting the market. It's not, retail isn't causing this type of short on, especially like when you look at Bitcoin, when you look at, Bitcoin now it's down, right? So if we just hop over to Bitcoin, right, or Bitcoin, we had obviously, any kind of bullish pennant, any kind of bullish pattern, any kind of impulse, it's going to get destroyed by shorts. That's just the way it is right now. That's just the way it is. There's no strength in the market. And so for me, I'm not gonna. This isn't a place for JASMY that I would particularly add to, just because we can come back down and make new lows. You really could. You can come back down and make new lows. There's no reason why you can't. All right, there's no reason why you can't. You don't have a 5-wave move impulse. Your 1-2 got invalidated. Okay, your 1-2 got invalidated. So if we make new lows, I'll be looking to add, and or if we come up in a 1-2. A, B, C, 3, come back down in a 4, come back up in a 5, come up through here, like 5-wave moves up, and then we oscillate down, then I'll look to add somewhere through here, somewhere with strength, where we previous areas of resistance, and areas of support, that's where I would add. Not just catching a falling knife, because crypto just isn't. It's right now. It's about asset preservation and portfolio management. I can't knowingly invest in an asset that is being manipulated in a way to the downside, where, like we've already talked about, we have bullish divergence everywhere on the charts, and it just cannot seem to get out of here because there's entities out there, very large entities, that don't want crypto to move right now. They don't want crypto to move. They, and I'm saying they're regular people, but, they don't see crypto as what we see it as. They just see it as a way to make money. They don't see it's not like, okay, this is the way out of the system for them. This is just, okay, this is a quick flip. I'm gonna go ahead and hop into shorts. Look at this thing. This thing is just getting shorted into oblivion as we speak. All right, let's look at the 30-minute. This is what I like to look at the 30-minute for. Yeah, the last hour, absolutely decimated. You have technically, this does look, this looks somewhat decent, right? You got this 1-2. Maybe you have like an A, B, and you're looking up to go get a C lave. Let's see through here. So just for structure purposes, we're gonna, oh shoot, no, I don't want this. Structure purposes, what did this come down to? Okay, 0.5, that's a pretty shallow retracement, if I'm being honest. Pretty shallow, pretty shallow. So if we're coming up through here and right to here, all right, maybe you come back down to that 0.5 again. All right, so 579. We came down to the 0.5 on the first one. 618. After that, not really looking to, not really looking to have a sustained move. You close down below the 618. Yeah, it's over. This move is over before it even started, right? This move is over before it started. You close down below. So 567, you close below 567, you're more than likely going to come out here and take these out and then take these out. That's just the way it is. That's the way the cookie crumbles. So again, none of this is financial advice. These are just my ideas and my levels. Right now, it does look like you have let's see through here. Where are we at? Let's check this out just for structure wise. Looks like an AB. Yeah, what would we say? 579, something down through here. 563, something down through here. That's what we're looking for, a bounce. So I can leave that on there. I can leave that for, if you're looking for something. If we're trying to, think that, okay, we need to, what area do we need to close above? That 616 area. I already have it marked. Especially on the daily. 626, sorry. 626, not 616. That 616 area, got to close above that. So you can come down through here like this, and then you got to get back above 616 and then start to go. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's it. So that's what I got for JASMY. In terms of Bitcoin dominance, at least on the daily, right where we need to be. Close below the 382. We're looking for way lower. Close below the 382. You're looking for way lower. So 5907. We're looking for lower. Okay. 5907. We're looking for lower. And then yeah, so this is what we've been looking at. This is what we've been tracking. Right? You got, you've had this, bullish momentum, but it's not really doing much. So red dot on the Fu Manchu. Everything's looking good to go. As always, if you like today's video, hit that like button, subscribe for more. If you're interested in the free Discord, it'll be linked in the description. As always, I thank you for stopping by. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your support. As always, take it easy. Peace.